And today we will continue with the verse number 90. So we are coming towards the peak. There are 108 verses, so this is the 90th verse. And this verse reads, Anu Bruhata. Anu Bruhata Krusasthulo. 4 names. Anu Bruhata Krusasthulo. Then Gunabhruta. Gunabhruta Nirguna. Gunabhruta Nirguna. Gunabhruta Nirguna Mahan. When you are Nirguna, you are Mahan. Then Adruta Swadruta. Adruta Swadruta Swasya. Adruta Swadruta Swasya. And Pragvansa Vansavardhana. Thus, there are 12 names in these verse now. And the first row of 4 names, they are explaining the Brahman and giving us the idea how vast it is. So they are contradictory names. So first is Anu. We all know what is Anu means small, very minute, whatever you can imagine, the smallest. Anu, then Bruhat means as big as you can imagine. Anu Bruhata. Krusa Sthula. Krusa means subtle or skinny. Sthula, very, very dense, very big. Krusa Sthula. So these 4 names explains Brahman and gives us the idea about the vastness of the qualities. So that is for us to understand Brahman. There is a reason for contradictory name in one stanza, in the first part of the stanza. Anu Bruhata Krusa Sthula. That is Brahman. And we are part of Atman, so that is Atman. And Brahman is creator, so that is creator. With the extreme of a vastness of qualities. Example. Like we say, I will give you a practical example. That is, you look at a stock market and you see a stock, it says 52 weeks low, 52 weeks high. Why do they do that? They do it so that you get a grasp of what is happening. So similarly, here it is for the spiritual seekers to understand Atman. That's why these are extreme contradictory names. So Anu means very, very subtle. If we go in the physics and dissect anything further and further, which physicists have done for at least last 100 years, you will come to the smaller particles, smaller and smaller. You will come to electron, proton, neutron. You will break it further until you can't go anymore. So that's what Upanishad says. Anura Aniyam, smaller than the smallest. Brahman is even smaller than that. And physicists have gone after it and they have tried to find out what is the ultimate truth of a thing. And then they found out that the electron, proton, neutron, and then further smaller than that, and they could not go any further, and they named it as God particle. God particle. And we all should be very happy. I've mentioned this before. It's that the scientists who found that God particle was our own Indian. Satyendranath Bose from Calcutta University in 20s and 30s was a great scientist. He was one of the best physicists who worked with Einstein and everything. He did so many inventions, and on his invention, 7 people got Nobel Prize. 7, not 1. It is called boson particle. It is called boson theory, boson-Einstein formula, boson-Einstein further understanding of the smallest particle, and 7 people got Nobel Prize in this field. Satyendra Bose did not get it, and somebody asked why, and he said, "I got my recognition already. The smallest of the particle, which is God particle, is called boson particle." He says these Nobel laureates will come and go after 50 years, 100 years, people will forget. Nobody will forget God particle or boson particle as long as the universe lasts. Very brilliant man, extraordinary. And he left this planet in 1974, so not very long ago. And he worked with all the greatest scientists of that time. So, that smallest particle is called Anu, and Brahman is beyond that. So that's why we cannot see it, we cannot understand it by mind, we cannot understand by intellect because it's beyond that. So that's why Upanishad says that aprapya manasasa means when we try to understand that, we cannot understand that any further. So that is Brahman, where mind, intellect, and speech cannot express. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Yato means where your speech, yato vacho nivartante means returns back, aprapya without getting anything, aprapya manasasaha. With mind, intellect, and your speech cannot grasp, that is Brahman. There is another verse which appears in Kathopanishad. Anor Aniyan. I included it in today's handout. Anor Aniyan. Smaller than the smallest. Anor Aniyan. Mahato Mayan. Greater than the greatest you can imagine. Mahato Mayan. So Anor Aniyan. Mahato Mayan. Atma Tasya Nihito Guhyam. That Atman resides in the deepest cave in the beings, not only human beings, every being. So Anur Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan Atmastasya Atmasya Janato Nihito Guhyam. Atma Asya means this Atma. Janto means in all lives. It doesn't say man. Atmasya Jantu. Jantu means we are all called Jantu. We are two-footed Jantu. There are four-footed Jantus and others. So Anor Anyan Mahato Mayan Atmanatasya Jantur Nihito Guhya. Deep-seated. And what happens? And who can recognize this? Tam Akruta. Tam means that. That one can understand who is Akruta. Akruta means desireless man. The one who has worked on his mind and intellect and become desireless. Tam Akruta Pasyati Vitasoko. He will grasp, he will cognize and realize. Who? That Tam means that Atman will be recognized by Akruta, one who is desireless. Tam Akruta Vitasoko means one who is beyond the pairs of opposite. Vitasoko means one who has no sorrows or no miseries. Who has no sorrows or no misery? Who is sinless. Who has not, no, who is absolutely on the straight path and devoid of irregularities. They are called sinless or anaga. Sinless. Sinless means sorrowless. Sin or irregular behavior induces sorrows. And sorrows are the product causes misery. So that is a sorrow. So vitta soko, pasyati vitta soko, dhatu prasadat. Dhatu prasadat mahimanavatman. Dhatu prasadat means Dhatu means mind. Dhatu prasadat. When the mind is taintless, is devoid of all our six satrus and all our vasanas and desires and human weaknesses, dhatu prasadat, the one who is who has this kind of who has worked on antakaran and mind is clean, dhatu prasadat mahimanam atman. He will know the glory of Atman. Anuraniyan mahato mahiyan atmanatasya nihito guhyam resides inside you. Then it is tam akruta. Then recognize with the mind which is pure. Tam akruta. With the soka, the once you are we are devoid, once you are devoid of these pairs of opposite, you are out of the clutches of the pain and misery, happiness and sadness. That kind of mind, dhatu prasadat means that mind. Dhatu means mind. Mind is the one which makes us cognize and move forward. Once the mind is taken off, you are vegetable. So dhatu prasadan mahimanam atman. He will, that our Kathopanishad says. I included that. So that is very, very enlightening, no? So that is, so Anu and Bruhat. Bruhat means vast. So vast that we can't comprehend. No? So take example of ocean. Vastness is so vast you cannot even think of it. Take a trip to India, which Ashok ji took just recently, and when you watch downstairs, the water goes for miles and miles and miles and miles. So that is vastness. That is bruhat. So that is anu bruhata krusa sthula. Krusa means subtle, very subtle, transparent, very subtle, which you can't see, can't grasp, can't feel. And just to give you an example, that is Krusa, and Sthula means very dense, which is very obvious to you. Krusa, Sthula means very subtle and very gross or very dense. Example, Himalayas, Alps, mountains, very dense. Very, very subtle. So the example of subtle, we know the Panchamahabhuta, that is Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, Kham, in increasing degree of being subtle. So earth is the grossest thing that we know. That is vast. So bhumir, apo. Next one comes the water. Analo. Fire is also subtle, but we can feel it. We can feel the heat, we can feel the touch and fire. So analo. Vayu. We don't see it, but we feel it. So it is another subtle. We don't see in this room there is a air, but I don't feel it because there is no wind. So that is subtle. And more than subtle, the Bhumi, Rapo, Anlo, Vayu, Kham means space. Space is more subtle than wind. And more subtle than this is a mind, intellect, and ego. Those are three internal things which we know they are there, which dictates us. We are guided by that, but we don't see it. So these is the increasing subtleness, and beyond that is Brahman. That's why you remember one name we did it three sessions before, and that was Udambara. One of the names of God is Udambara. Udambara means Ut Ambara. Ambara means sky. Higher or more subtle than sky. Udambara. That is the name of God. So that is Udambara. So that is Brahma. These examples are given so that we understand. Yes, I comprehend that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way. So that is the first line. Gross, subtle. And Brahman is gross and subtle. So that's why these four names. And in this being subtle, that is our gross body. If we take the example to our pertaining to our body, gross body we know. Mind and intellect we can't see and we can't comprehend. So they are subtle. And more than that, more subtle is a causal body or subconscious mind. So body, mind, intellect, and causal body or subconscious mind. And everything that we do, we experience, and all our desires, vasanas, the results of our activities, they are stored where? That is it. That is in the causal body. It is called causal body because it is the cause of body. You know. So that we get a new body because of these imprints which are within us. So that is a causal body. So that is increasing degree of being subtle. And when we leave this body, which we all know, that is a kshara, that is going to deteriorate and die, and our soul will say goodbye to this body because it cannot serve any purpose as far as their desires or whatever we want to do. So that body leaves, but when the Atman goes, it takes with it the imprints of the causal body. And you get a new body according to our reincarnation theory or our Vedanta, which is very, very true. There is no other explanation besides that. No. So that soul, when depending upon the last imprints, last desires, last things that we were thinking or lingering in us, we will get a befitting body and circumstances to fulfill those desires. There are 5 slokas pertaining to that, but we are not going to go into detail. So that is next name is Guna Bhruta. Guna Bhruta. Gunas means qualities. Bhruta means one which produces these gunas or which possessor of those gunas or promoter of those gunas. The God is Guna Bhruta. The gunas, the qualities, sattva, rajas, tama, those gunas are put in us by the Creator. So those gunas are sattva, rajas, tama iti. 14th chapter starts with that. Sattva, rajas, tama iti guna prakrutir sambhavan. These gunas are produced because of Prakriti or creative force of God or Maya Sakti. So Rajastama, Sattva Rajastama iti guna prakrutir sambhava nibandhanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyam. These gunas bind dehe in the body, dehinam means Atman, dehe dehinam avyam forever. So we are bound with these 3 gunas. So we are made up of these 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tama. And besides that, we are also implanted with our own understanding from birth. That's called Shraddha. My own understanding that I am born with, my aptitude we call, my understanding, the way I see the world, we are born with it. So Trivida Bhavati Shraddha, 17th chapter starts with that. Trivida Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja, from the birth. Trivida Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja Satviki Rajasischeva Tamasi Chaiti Tam Srunu. Lord says to Arjuna, listen from me that you are all born with your own understanding from birth, depending upon what continuity of your. So some are born with a sattva, more sattvic. You cannot derail them. Some are born with evil tendencies. You cannot straighten them out. we are, most of us are in the middle combination of this 5%, 10%. It's like a polyester rayon and polyester cotton rayon and different kinds of fabric. Same, different kind of being. So sattva, rajas, tama iti guna, and then shraddha, sattva, rajas, tama. So these six things we are made up of. So that is the one who implants that, or the one who maintains or feeds this guna is the Lord Almighty or Brahman. So that's why he's called Guna Bhuta. Bhuta means nourisher of those gunas. Before, God himself is beyond that. So next name is Nirguna. Guna Bhuta, Nirguna. And because he's Nirguna, he's Mahan. Guna Bhuta, Nirguna, Mahan. Three names. So Guna Bhuta, one who puts the gunas in us. And why he put that? Before the creation, these three gunas of Prakriti are in perfect balance. Sattva, Rajas, Tama, 33% or whatever fraction. When he plans to do creation, there is imbalance in these gunas balance. As soon as the imbalance happens, that is called Prakriti. Prakriti is very powerful, just spinning. So, and then we are the product, or we are in the control of Prakriti. So God is the Mayapati. He is the boss of Maya or Prakriti. Maya and Prakriti same, interchangeable name. God is a Mayapati. We are Mayadhin. We are under the influence of Maya. That is the difference. So we are under the influence of Sattva, Rajas, Tama, three gunas. We are under the influence of three Shraddhas. Whatever. We have an option, or we have a chance to change them during this lifetime. But we are born with that. And those who try to change that, they are called seekers, sadhaka, or devotees. Those who subdue themselves and say, yeah, no, what? This life is for fun. What are you talking? No. So this is all fun. They do the fun as much as possible, as long as possible, as fast as possible. That is our sensory level thinking. But the great masters, great people, thinking man, we are, that is, they try to find out, yeah, no, that is true that it is it's for fun, but I want to know more than that, because it cannot be only for fun. That doesn't make sense, no. So those are thinking man, and when those are such people are great thinkers, they are called munis, thinking man, munis. And those munis, thinking man, when they implement uh, those teachings, ideas into life, they called yogis. And when they reach the result of that, they are called siddhas. Last time we saw siddha. Om Namo Arihantanam, remember? So that is the three categories we have. And this is a great opportunity for us. That's what we discuss when we discuss about Vivekananda and Bhagwan Ramakrishna. Bhagwan Ramakrishna's book, any book you open or you go to Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center, first teaching, the purpose of human life is to realize God, and the one who has not realized God has wasted his life. Bhagwan Ramakrishna. So very clearly that this truth is stated. And not that they talked very big, but they talked very big, they taught very big, and they left is a legacy which is working for 100 years, after 100 year. And Vivekananda ji picked it up. That's why we remember Vivekananda ji. And he simplified and he took it in the masses. And Gandhi ji worked on it, so that's why we call Mahatma Gandhi. He worked on it. He worked on Daridra Narayan. That term was coined by Swami Vivekananda. And that term was made very popular by Mahatma Gandhi and Vinoba Bhave. That's why they coined the term Shramadan, these Daridra Narayan, Harijan, all those terms were. And for real, they gave whole life, not 1 or 2 years, whole life. So that is Guna Bhuta Nirguna. God is beyond these gunas, so he is nirguna. And God wants us to be nirguna also. So that one who tries to go beyond these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tama, he is called gunatita. Once you attain that state, you are gunatita. Atita means one who has crossed. Gunatita. That's why there are many Swamis' name is Gunatita Ananda. The one who is beyond these gunas means he has cleared all these gunas. So, so means there is an option for all of us because with the same mind, same intellect, same process, one can go beyond gunas. So you can become gunatit. Even if you don't become gunatit and you make some effort, you get corresponding benefit. So that is guna bhuta nir and nirguna. So God wants us to be nirguna. That's why he tells Arjuna in the second chapter. Beautiful sloka, okay? Trividaha bhavati, no, that is Trigunaye Visaya Veda. He tells Arjuna, these Vedas, don't bother about them. Lord, from whom Vedas came, he tells his devotee, don't bother about it. You are a very good student. So, Trigunaye Visaya Veda. निस्त्रिगुण भव अर्जुन निर्द्वंदो नित्य सत्वस्थो निर्योग क्षेमम आत्मवान सेकंड चैप्टर सेकंड 45 245 so त्रिगुण word by word त्रिगुणये विषया वेदा Arjuna these Vedas are to cater people with three different gunas for masses. It is for masses. It is not for a yogi like you. Trigunaye Visaya Veda. Nistri Guna Bhavarjuna. You go beyond gunas. So Veda caters to whole mankind. And vast majority of us are in 90% in under the influence of gunas. So God cannot make all of us the gunatit, no? So he says these are for masses. If somebody wants children and he's very attached to the world, he will do prayers and yagnas which are stated in Vedas, and he will get the benefit of that. One who wants a kingdom, he will get benefit of that. One who wants a good health and wealth, he will get that. Means that is to cater to the worldly things, not for you, Arjuna. Tri gunae visaya veda. Nistri guna bhava Arjuna. Bhava means you Arjuna, you become gunati, bhava Arjuna. Nirdvando nitya sattvastho. Go beyond the pairs of opposite. Nirdvando means good, bad, happiness, sadness, life, death, go beyond that. Pairs of opposite. So, three guna ye visaya veda nistri guna bhava Arjuna. Nirdvando Nitya Sattvastho, always established in Sattva. Nitya means always. Sattvastho means established in Sattva. Nir, Nirdvando Nitya Sattvastho. Nire Yoga Kshemam Atmavan. You become unconcerned about what you have achieved achieved or your needs even. Yoga Kshemam, both you don't worry about it. Nir Yoga Kshema Atmavan, established in Atman. Dhanvan, so Atmavan. Gunavan, so Atmavan. So he says, this is the instruction from God. त्रिगुणे विषया वेदा निस्त्रिगुण भव Arjuna निर्द्वंद्वो नित्य सत्वस्तु निर्योग क्षेमम आत्मवान. Then he says, Yavan arthu dappane. Means he tells what good are the Vedas. Yavan arthu dappane. So, means when there is a flood all over in the on the planet, at that time, what important is this little puddle of water? That much is the importance of Vedas for the one who has realized Brahman. So he tells immediately that, So, yavan varth udapane sampudodake tavan sarvesu vedesu brahmanasya vijanitah. The one who has realized Brahman, for him, the scriptures have the same significance as a little puddle of water when there is a floods all over. That sloka comes after Triguna Vishaya Veda. Very important. So whenever you get time, go over that. Guna Bruta Nirguna, that's what God wants. And when you are beyond the gunas, you are called Mahan. So Guna Bruta Nirguna Mahan means God. God is greatest. That's where there are two kinds of Mahan. One is godly Mahan, and one is humanly Mahan. The one who does good for others, who feels the pain of others, they are called Mahan. That's why we gave the title to Gandhiji, Mahatma, Mahan Atma, Mahatma Gandhi, because he didn't care about his family, about himself, about his body, about his life, about nothing. And he felt for the poorest of the India and poorest of everywhere in the world. That's why we gave him, people gave him that title, nobody else, Mahatma. So Mahan Atma, that is Mahatma. And God is the kindest of everything. So he provides us with everything. The heat, water, life, oxygen, everything free, never send a bill. No. So because God provides everything, he's Mahan, so categorically, means one human being, there are subhuman beings which are nasty, human being which are average, good human being, great human being, Mahatma, and higher than that is a Bhagavan, we call Bhagavan. So we call Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahams. He didn't say, call me Bhagavan. We called him Bhagavan Ramakrishna because his qualities and his demonstration was higher than even Mahatma. Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi, we called him Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. Bhagwan Swaminarayan, they all came as human form. We call them Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Why? No, not for just giving a title. So these are the, because they are gunatit, they are for the humanity, they did wonderful things and we remember them. So those are the that is Mahan. And that's why Arjuna, when he saw the Vishwarupa Darshan and saw the God first hand, with the grace of God, with the divine eyes, at the end he does the prayer to God, and because he's our representative, he saw God face to face in every form. Then after that he folds his hand and says, Adideva Purusha Purana. In these three slokas, you will get all the names you want to know. Tvam Adideva Purusha Purana. Tvamस्य Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. त्वमादिदेव पुरुष पुराण त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परम निदानम वेतासि वेद्यम च परम च धाम. Vetasi means all knowing. Vetasi vedyam means worth knowing. All knowing, worth knowing. Vetasi vedyam cha param cha dhama tvaya tatam visva ananta rupam. With you everything is pervaded, God. He salutes God and he says that you are the primal God. Tvam Adideva Purusha Purana, ancient. Tvam Adideva Purusha Purana. Tvam Asya Viswasya Param Nidanam. You are the refuge of this whole world, Param Nidanam. Vetasi Vedyam cha Param cha Dhama. All knowing, worth knowing. Vetasi Vedyam cha Param. Tvaya Tatam Visva Idam Tapantam. Means because of you, whole everything is pervaded. And then he says, Vayo Ramo Agni Varuna Sasanka. Now he saw everything on the screen. So he says, these vain God, Vayor Yamo, this God of death, Vayor Yamo Agni Varuna Sasanka. Prajapatistvam Prapita Mahascha. You are the creator, you are the father, you are the grandfather. Prajapatistvam Prapita Mahascha. Namo astu te sarvatev sarva. I salute to you from every direction. Namo, so Vayur Yamo Agni Varuna Sasanka Prajapatistvam Prapitamas. Namo Namaste tu Sahastra Krutva. I bow down to you 1,000 times. And then he said, Namo Purastad Atha Prusthataste. I bow down to you from front, I bow down to you from behind. Namo Purastad Atha Prusthataste. Namo Vastute Sarvate Vasar. Ananta Viryam Amita Vikramastvam. Sarvam Samapnosi Tatosi Sarva. I salute to you with Amita, immeasurable power, immeasurable extent. And you are holding, you are enveloping the whole world, and that's why I bow down to you. You are pervaded in everything. That's why you are everything. This is the truth, that this is what it is. When and how we comprehend, we have to work on it. So that is Mahan. The next name is Adhruta. Adhruta, Swadruta, Swasaya. Three names. Adhruta means one who doesn't need any support. Dharyati means the one who needs support. God doesn't need support. He is self-sufficient. Is complete on his own. So Adhruta. That's why we learned one name at the beginning of Vishnu Sahastranam, of the 5th verse we wrote, Swayambhu. Swayambhu Sambhuraditya. Remember? Swayambhu, born on his own. Swayambhu Sambhuraditya. Puskarakso Mahasvana. 5th verse, no? That's what it was. Means the one who has produced himself, Swayambhu. Nobody. He didn't need any support, anybody, any material, any parents, nothing. Swayambhu. Sambhuraditya. Sambhu means some means auspicious. The one who does the auspicious to every creation. Sambhu. That's why that's the name of a Mahadev, Lord Mahadev. So there is no difference between Mahadev and Vishnu. So when we don't have idea, we say, oh, I'm a Vaishnavite and you are a Shivite and all those things. That for one who has realized the truth, these differences do not exist. Because Vishnu calls himself Sambhuraditya himself. So that is self-created without any support. So Adhruta and Swadruta, self-support. Doesn't need any support, created himself and maintains everything. Adhruta, Swadruta, and next name is Swasya. So that word, Swasya, is made up of two words, Su, Asya. Su means good, beautiful. Subha. Asya means face. Asya also means mouth. The one who has a very pretty face, or one from whose mouth Vedas came. That's why his name is Swasya. Su Asya. He's beautiful in look, but being beautiful in look doesn't help at all. If your mouth is foul, and if bad thing comes out, your look is diluted and gone. So Swasaya, God with a beautiful look, is described as a bronze color, which is the base of the lotus flower. I will have to see it more carefully to see that it's a bronze color. And Swasaya, with a sweet mouth from which all auspicious things and Vedas come out. That is Swasaya. So that's why God's one of the names is that is Swasaya, Vedic sounds, that all the Vedas came from the from. Then next name is Pragvansa. Prag means original, first one. That is a that is in our ancestry, the first one. Prag Vansa means ancestry. Prag means first. The oldest and oldest. If we track back our ancestry, we all will end up in one of the seven rishis. That's why the Panditji asked, "What is your gotra?" We don't know, remember, so we say Kashyap gotra. Okay, but there were seven great rishis from which we all come, and those rishis are called Manas Putra. So that's what God says in Bhagavad Gita also. Maharsaya Sapta Purve. Purve means a very, very long time ago. I created this world, started with these seven great rishis. Maharsaya Sapta Purve, Chatvaro Manavastatha, Madbhava Manasa Jata, Tesham Loka Ima Praja. Beautiful slow. Maharsaya Sapta Purve, seven Maharshis, Maharsaya Sapta Purve. Chatvaro manavasthata, four manus. Chatvaro manavasthata. Madbhava, from my mind, from my creative power. Madbhava manasa jata. Tesham loka ima praja. From this you are all existing. We didn't come out of a big bang. There has to be first human being. So this is what God says. Okay, this is what it is. If you want to theorize something else, be my guest. Go. So God Himself says that in black and white, documented, makes sense. Big Bang can never do creation. We talked about it. Big Bang causes destruction. If there is a big bang on the Washington Bridge, we all will be afraid that, okay, somebody blew it off. We won't think that a new bridge came up. Big bang cannot make anything. So anyway, but this is makes logical sense. No? So that is Prag Vansa, the first our creator. We can track back. So Lord Vishnu, then Brahman, Brahma to Prajapati, to Maharshis, and then Surya Vansa, Chandra Vansa. Lord Rama belonged to Surya Vansa, Chandra Vansa, all these Vansa, ancestry that is started with Prag Vansa, the first one, original. That's why he is called our. That's why Arjuna says, Prapitamaha, my great grandfather. So that is that name. Yeah. So that is a Pragvansa, then Vansavardhana. And God wants us to continue, and He wants the human race to go on. He wants all races to go on. He doesn't want anything to be annihilated. He created that. So He made an arrangement that it will propagate on its own. And He provided the required material for propagation. And required material is what? Required material is anna. Anna comes from Parjanya, that is from rain. If there is no rain, if there is no food, human race not, all animal being and species will die down. So he made arrangement that it goes uninterrupted for as long as he wishes. No? If there is no anna, there is no human body, there is no procreative fluids in the human body, so the progenition will stop and everything will come to standstill. So that's why he's called Vansavardhana. Pragvansam is original. He started, he wants it to continue, so he made arrangement on autopilot. And that we think that, oh, it is going on. No, but he is the one who does that. No. So these are the 12 names with profound meaning. If you have any question, you can ask. We still have 10 minutes. You can ask as many questions as possible.
Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. That was really nice. So many names. And each name has such deep meaning.
Each name has a profound meaning.
Right.
There is
questions for Dr.
I mean, thank God I started with Vishnu Sahastranam. Now I am enjoying it so much. And Vishnu Sahastranam and Gita, they are one, but from the same source. And that's why it's called Vishnu Gita. Now, and Acharya Shankaracharya told us point blank, Geyam Gita Nam Sahastram. He wrote enormous things. Why did he say only two? He says, Geyam Gita Nam Sahastram. Dheyam Sripate Rupam Ajastram. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Deyam Dina Janaya Chavitam. Four things. So this is Bhaj Govinda. No? Vyas will pick up this sloka and put it. Right? So these four things Acharya said to us. Like we said, Mahatma, Bhagavan, similarly we have Acharyas, no? Whose main function was to teach us and enlighten us and clarify this. If these names, if I don't read Shankaracharya's commentary, forget it, you can't even make a head or tail. No? At least I can't. So if you, and then he explains every word and gives a cross reference where it comes from very extensively. So that is what.
Good. Any questions for Dr. Chokshi, please?
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Chokshi. Thank you. Thank you again. I really enjoy these sessions.
Yes.
One of the questions that came up in my mind was, we talk about basically go beyond the three gunas, right? But also at some point, I think I heard you say that stay in the sattvic guna. Sattvic, like nityas.
Sattvasto.
Sattvasto.
Established in sattva.
Yeah. So the question really is that how do you go beyond the gunas, and why is it that you need to stay nitya in sattvic guna?
So there are three gunas in increasing significance or their qualities, higher and higher. First class, second class, like that, So sattva is the highest of the three. But still it is binding to the soul. It is of the three, it is the best. But it's like I bind you with a steel chain, iron chain, or I bind you with a gold chain, but you are bound. So sattva is like getting bound with a golden chain. And when you cross that, sattva is the top floor. And after the top floor, you just go and then you merge with the Brahman. So that is you go beyond the sattva. So sattva, if you are established sattva, first you have to establish sattva, you have to reach up to third floor. So once you go up to that, your thinking, your mind, your clarity gets so much that you do not want even sattva. Means you don't care about about Swargaloka or the pleasures of Swargaloka or pleasures of these our planet. You don't care about that. When that happens, you only care about Brahman or God. And that is what God wants. So that when that happens, you are guna tita. Means you are beyond all three gunas. So first he says nitya sattvastho, established in sattva, and but first he says tri gunaye visaya veda nistri guna bhavarjuna, become beyond these three. But you can't go from rajas to or tamas to suddenly to God. So go step by step by step. That's what.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other question, please?
Maybe I can ask ask a question or say something else.
Yeah, please.
Is it's funny that you should say that going beyond the Vedas. One of the thoughts I had just today was like, I'm reading all these books, and a lot of times I'm reading the same, it's the same thing that is said in different ways. And I feel like I get it. I get it. I'm reading so many different books with the same message. But why is it like, I mean, by now I should be enlightened. I mean, I'm just like kidding. I'm kidding.
You are asking so much, you are interested so much, and that means you are enlightened. Nobody is going to give you a certificate that okay,
No,
now you are enlightened. Okay, Savita ji, Atul ji, jao tum enlightened ho gaye. You will know from within.
I'm sorry. I'm just being facetious, actually. But I mean, what I'm thinking is like there are so much literature, so much books, so many Vedas, so many Upanishads, and why aren't there more sattvic people? Or one is like I can see the transformation in me. I can see the transformation in me. I can feel it.
Yes.
But the question comes up like there is so much knowledge. Why is this not
Yes.
helping people? Or
I'm always wondering why there are not 1,000 people on the Zoom. And why only 30, 40, 50 people we are interested? Because of the effect of Maya. You understand that? We are living in a materialistic society which is drenched with Maya. Got it? So Maya has set a fire here. So it is very difficult that you will find to come out. We are lucky that we got interested. We are lucky that we are reading this. We are lucky that we are thinking about it. And we don't have to worry. That's why most of the saints, they don't worry about the general public. Not that they are selfish. Only Swami Vivekananda said, no, we are going to work for this public and I'm going to show you how to serve the living God. But most of the time, even great saints, they get disheartened that a lot of people are not their followers. But whatever, this is the effect of that's called Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means when the effect of Maya is very intense, it's called Kali Yuga. Satyuga, when the effect of Sattva was very, very much, so that everybody, you did not have to force them. They were all worshipping in whatever way they wanted, chanting and godly and nice. And now we find reverse of that, the opposite of that. Now you open the newspaper or just the TV and you see somebody sets it on fire, somebody kills a gunfight and all those things and very brutal crimes. They were not heard even before 50 years. Forget about 100 thousands of years, but for 40, 50 years in America, it was not what we see now. People were very gentle, very honest, very contented. And now you see the different drama because it's the effect of In 50 years, I see the drastic changes in India as well as here in general public. So we are under the influence of money, and we are promoting that. We are not promoting these Swami Vivekananda, or no matter how good I make it, or anybody makes it, people will not. They don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dr. Chokshi, I saw it. Okay, no, when okay, goodbye. Oh, you are doing great work. At the most, somebody will say you are doing great work. We spent
Yeah.
15 years to make a hospital. Everybody said, okay, oh, yeah, impossible, fantastic work. Only as a, but that's it. They walk away, just, I mean, it doesn't change.
What is the importance of um, what is the importance of staying in a state of God, the love of God, not your love of God, but the God's love for you, like as a form of constant meditation, like
Yeah.
even when you're day-to-day life, even in your, like, as you're going through your day, having this, staying in this feeling of God loves you.
Yes, so the devotee gets a special favor from God. And God says that, no, you go on my path, I will assist you for further progress. So and then at the final stage, he says, Teshameva anukampartham. For those, Tesham means for those devotees, Teshameva anukampartham. With my special grace, I feel for them, Teshameva Aham agnana jamtam. I will come and destroy the ignorance. Aham agnana jamtam. Nashyami atma bhavastho gnana deepena basvata. I will light up the lamp of knowledge in these devotees. So when you are on this path, unshakable, all the time progressing, God will light. The final light will be done by God Almighty. Means God realization of final light. Bhagavan Ramakrishna gives a very good example that he is like a night watchman with a bull's eye lantern in his hand. He can see the everybody, what they are doing and everything. Nobody can see him unless God decides to turn that lantern towards him, and then he will realize that. Got it? He gives a beautiful example. He is like a watchman. He is watching everything. He is watching the whole universe, and the realization or God vision or God realization is same as vision. God realization will occur when he turns the light on himself, means when he lights up the lamp of knowledge within you. And then all questions disappear. You could care less about the world. You could care less about your body. You could care less about anything. You are only rejoicing these good activities. And this is real. This is that's why our scriptures are called spiritual. I mean, experiential spirituality. This is our Sanatan Dharma has experiential spirituality. Unless you feel this, don't believe it. Lord Buddha said that, Lord Krishna said that. That is called experiential spiritual. You have to feel it. I feel that, okay, my life is better, my life is different, whereas my things are disappearing, as I'm getting free and I'm calm on my own. That is God realization. So those things will happen. Whoever eats sugar will feel sweet. Otherwise, you can write down essays on the sugar. People will not know that it is sweet. Okay, why don't you taste it? That's what our teachers say. That okay, go on this path, you will experience yourself. If you have question, ask. They say that ask, 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 and then all the questions will die down. So you have no more questions. See, asking question clarifies our thoughts and things. And thank God that our scriptures allow us to do it. Other places you believe this one or no way or highway, go away. No. And if you have different opinion, people were punished for that. In our Sanatan Dharma, they were encouraged that ask questions. Pranipatin pariprasnin sevaya upadekshayanti te gnanam gnanina tattvadarshina. Lord Krishna says that go to a man who is Brahmanistha, Kshotriya and Brahmanistha, he will tell you this truth. Upadekshayanti te gnanam gnanina tattvadarshina, the one who has realized. There are two requirements, knowing knower of the scriptures and the one who has no doubt himself and he has realized the Brahman. Realize Brahman means he has no doubts now. Realize word is very difficult to understand. We all say realize, but it's very difficult. In 1 minute, I'll give you what is realize really means. At the moment, I think that a laundromat is a very good business. I buy a laundromat, I put $100,000 and I go and run it. 3 months down the course, I find that it is a pain in the neck and it is very demanding. My life is very great and difficulty, and now I realize that it is not good business. So that is called realized. First, I had a concept that, okay, this is very, very lucrative business. I did not realize. Then I went through that, and now I realize that, no, I don't want it. I want to sell it at a loss. That is realized. This is how I understand. You got it? Does it make sense? That is called realized.
Dr. Chokshi, what I just read what you just say that God knows He's a watchman, He knows everything. But also in Bhagavad Gita, I also read He not only knows you, but He knows your past, He knows your present, He knows your future as
Yes.
well. So
Yes.
it's not like He just watches you, but He knows your whole thing, like
He,
past, present, and
he
future.
Yeah, he knows that you were a good student or bad student in the past life, but he wants to see what you are doing in this year, this your sojourn on earth. Is it that in this birth what you are doing? He knows that what you are.
But He knows future also.
Yes, he knows that you will be enlightened soul and you will be very, very well placed. He knows, but he doesn't tell you. If I'm a lousy man and I'm doing very dirty things and causing problem, he knows where he's going to put me. He might make me a monkey in the next birth. He knows that, but he's
Right.
not telling me. So that way he knows, and he is watching that. Okay, this entity called Chokshi is doing a lot of mischief, and he has done so much. So befitting body he will give. No. He will throw it in a poverty, forget about poverty. He has 84 million choices. He can make anything out of you.
Mm. Right. Yeah.
And that is true. No, I mean, it's not, you don't want to try that, So you want to try
I
good
have,
things.
I have one question.
Thank you.
God has so much power. Why doesn't he let people who want to do wrong things, why doesn't he change their mind so they don't do the wrong thing?
No, their mind is perverted and they have done wrong things and they have a baggage of wrong karmas and those karmas are fructifying in this life, so they have to suffer those bad karmas and bad outcomes. So he's not going to pardon you that, okay, this time you are a murderer and you have done 10 murders and I'm going to let you go. So they will he's not going to pardon you in this birth because you have a baggage that you have to pay. You have taken a big loan that you have to fulfill. You have to pay that. The karma fruits of bad action. And he gives the option for bad karmas also. This world is a mixture of good and bad. So that somebody becomes billionaire, other one goes to jail. These different choices and different circumstances will always stay there. It was there 5,000 years ago, 100 years ago, and now. So God doesn't say, okay, these evildoers are pardoned now. Or they have an option to change themselves. They have an option, but if they don't pick up their free will, God says, Api chet si duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyagya vivasito. Is a beautiful sloka. Even if you are the worst criminal, Api chetasi duracharo means worst of the worst. Api chetasi duracharo. Bhajate mam ananya bhag. They come to me and become my devotee. Ananya bhag. Sadhureva samantavya. I will consider them to be a sadhu, saint. Sadhureva samantavya. Why? Samyagya vyavasito hisa. Because he has made a right resolve and he has changed. He is going to be a new man. So Valmiki, maybe from the robber, becomes a Valmiki Rishi. Because he made this. If they don't make resolve and they make resolve of becoming nasty and more nasty, then so be.
I think we're coming close to the end. It's getting a little late
No,
here.
but that answer is appropriate for you.
I don't know.
Saitaji.
I'm a little confused. I think when God has a power to change things, to
But
manipulate,
how can, I mean, he
why
doesn't use
can't he
the,
make bad person make good? Why doesn't he change their mental makeup? Why doesn't
he
he
gave
teach
you a
them?
free choice, but he says use your free choice. If you don't use free choice, what can I do? The free choice, some people decide to use it for betterment, and some people don't want to. So he's not like a presidential pardon that Donald Trump comes and he pardons and opens the jail and say, okay, go away. He wouldn't do that. He's a very fair one. No, he's very extremely fair. He's not like a corrupt judge. No, nobody can corrupt him. Even if his brother is nasty, he will finish him.
Maybe.
May I
Sure.
respond also? I'll rather
Yeah,
join.
please.
Okay. So what happens is the way you are looking at God looks like you know better than God. I mean,
No, no, no,
when
no.
he's
Don't say
no,
that.
no,
No.
no, no, let me.
Did I
I'll
ever claim like that?
no, no, no. I'm telling her. She said, "Why don't he change the mind of people?" So in the context, I'm just thinking to make a point. Basically, he, as Atulji was saying, is the most democratic creator as we envision or whatever we try to understand in the context of our scriptures. So there is a sense of freedom, there is a sense of participation in his creation. So you have the combination of three gunas. So you play with those gunas, and if everybody's mind is changed, everybody is good, the world would be so much boring and there would be nothing to do actually. So this is a Leela happening. So I think that's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
This is a lila. Look at it as a lila. That's what Swamiji said also. That is a God's play, and you have a privilege to treat evil people or poor people or in difficulty. That is your privilege, to be able to serve them. So.
Thank you so much. Manjari, you
Sometimes
saying something? We're
yeah.
getting late. Go ahead quickly.
Okay. So, I can hold my thoughts for next
No,
meeting.
No.
Go ahead.
We have time. Okay.
Okay.
Let's finish.
Sometimes I feel like we are products of our circumstances, and I don't know if there is in a real way that there is real free will. Like I didn't choose to be born to my parents. I didn't choose to have this sort of upbringing. I didn't choose to have these experiences and people come in my mind. And I'm not sure what in me is making all these choices or acting in a way that is, in whatever way I'm acting. I don't know what I'm saying even, right? So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like really it's just happening and
Yes.
something like that.
God says that nothing is in your control. He says that. that where you are born, with what abilities you are born, what circumstances you are born, what circumstances will be thrown at you, nothing is under your control.
So really, it's choiceless then.
No, not choiceless. It is your training. It is depending upon your past karmas. There are circumstances will come to you and how you react. And this is like there's a new interview you are giving it, So you you have an option. That is prakrute kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasam. By the gunas of prakriti, everything is propelling. Don't think you are doing what I'm doing. प्रकृते क्रियामणानि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वस् अहंकार विमूढ़ आत्मा कर्तामिति मन्यते. The man who is very arrogant will think that yes, I am doing it, but there is nothing in your hand. Where you are born, what will happen to you tomorrow, it is not under control. Something can go wrong, and I will be facing the different circumstances. And those circumstances come because they are designed for me to enjoy or suffer. Suddenly the fire sets in this house and we become homeless. That is designed because of my prior karmas. That okay, Dr. Chokshi, you messed up in the past, so this is pending for you. So whatever circumstances also, people take a flight and they die, no, or they get disabled. Why? Or somebody misses a flight and that flight he says, okay, I missed it, and he saves. Because this is all designed by him. Everything is designed by him. You only thing under our control is a free will and how to use it.